We shall continue with the last session of functions. Let's take one more example, which is to be proved. Show that if f from a to b and g from b to c are 1 1, then g composite f from a to c is also 1 1. Now we will take it like this. We have to show that g composite f. So as you know, whenever we want to prove anything as 1 1, our idea is we have to take the functions x1 is equal to functions x2, and we have to prove that finally the element x1 must be equal to x2. Now what is g composite f? According to the definition, it is g of f of x1. This will be g of f of x2, and we know that g both sides, when you take the inverse, it will get cancelled. We left out with f of x1 is equal to f of x2 as g is 1 1, and again ff can be taken as the inverse functions, and you will get it as x1 is equal to x2. Therefore f is 1 1. So we have proved that if g composite f of x1 is equal to g composite f of x2, then x1 is equal to x2. That's what the proof is. Now let's move on to the next part, which is invertible functions. A function f from x to y is defined to be invertible if there exists a function g from y to x, which is reverse of x to y, such that g composite f of f is ix, identity function in x, and f composite g is identity function in y. Then the function is called inverse of f and is denoted by f inverse. And we should know that there is one more definition, that is if f is invertible if and only if f is both 1 1 and onto. If a function is both 1 1 and onto, the reverse thing can be a function. Therefore it should be both 1 1 as well as onto, or the function should be bijective function. Now let's take an example. This is one of the important question. Let f from R to R be a function defined as f of x is equal to 4x plus 3. Show that f is invertible. Find the inverse. Now we will start with the function is 1 1. How will we start for 1 1? F of x1 is equal to f of x2. We know that f of x is 4x plus 3. So f of x1 is 4x1 plus 3. F of x2 is 4x2 plus 3. We can cancel 3 and 3. So we will get it as 4x1 is equal to 4x2. Again we can cancel 4 and 4. We will get it as x1 is equal to x2. So we have taken f of x1 is equal to f of x2, and we have proved x1 is equal to x2. Therefore f is 1 1. Now for such problems there is a method of proving onto. What we do is we will take, or we will say that there exists some element in the second set, codomain is the second set, and we will take f of a is equal to b, and we have to prove that this a should be in the first set. Now what do you mean by f of a is equal to b? F of x is 4x plus 3, so f of a is 4a plus 3, and that's equal to b. We can take 3 to the right side, then we get 4a is equal to b minus 3, and we can divide 4. So I will get a is equal to b minus 3 by 4. Obviously b minus 3 by 4 for any value of b will be a real number, and that's the domain. Therefore function is said to be onto. Now there's one more thing, we have to find the inverse. Finding inverse is an easy thing. What we do is we will take f of x as equal to y. We know the value of f of x, which is 4x plus 3. We will substitute. So 4x plus 3 is equal to y. So 3 will go to the right side. 4x is y minus 3, and x will be y minus 3 by 4. And we should know that x is nothing but f inverse of y. So f inverse of y is y minus 3 by 4. And if you want f inverse of x, it's very simple. Just replace y by x. We will get f inverse of x as x minus 3 by 4. So this will be the complete answer for this question. Now let's take one more example, which is little different. It's not r to r. This is r plus 2, the interval left close right open interval 4 to infinity, and the function is x square plus 4, and they are asked for the inverse to be like this. Now method of 1 1 is same. What we have to do, we have to take f of x1 is equal to f of x2. We will substitute, we will cancel, simplify, and we get the same thing. This is very easy, you can see it. Now such problems, when you have a interval like this, proving onto is very easy. What is range of f? As you can see, when you apply some value to x, the answer you are going to get is nothing but range. Now if I put the value of x, as you can see, it is x square. The minimum value that we can give for x is 0, because when you give negative values, that is also positive because of square. So when you give it as 0, 0 square is 0, so 0 plus 4 is 4. So the minimum value this can take is nothing but 4, and maximum it can go up to infinity. So the interval is left close right open 4 to infinity, and that's nothing but the codomain. And we know that if range is equal to codomain, function is onto. This can be done only such problems, not for the problems with f from R to R. The previous problem we have to go for that method. For this problem we can go with this method. Now finding inverse is same. We have to take f of x is equal to y. F of x is x square plus 4, that's equal to y. So x square will be y minus 4 and x will be root of y minus 4. So f inverse y will be root of y minus 4. That is what to be proved. Now let's take one more problem. Here the thing is we have function which is not a linear function, which is a quadratic one. So here we have to change the problem a bit. How will you change the problem? We have to square it in such a way that, as you can see here, we have to take the square root of 4x square, which is 2x, and for 12 what we do is we will divide it by 2 and the coefficient of x. That means anyhow we have to divide it by 2, that's compulsory, and if there is any coefficient of x which is 2 here, so we have to divide it by 2 into 2, which is 4. So 12 by 4, which is 3, that we will write here, and we write the whole square, minus, look at this term, this is 3, right? So square of 3 is 9, we have to subtract that number outside the bracket, and 15 as it is. So this is a method, and you get it as 2x plus 3 whole square. This term is 6. Now we will go with the flow. We will take one thing, f of x1 is equal to f of x2. So we'll get it as same thing like this, and we can simplify. 6 cancels, square cancels, and we get it as x1 is equal to x2. Therefore f is 1. But again, this is very easy because they are given that f from n to s, where s is the range, is invertible. They have themselves given this is the range. So range is codomain, which is given. Therefore function is onto and invertible. Now to find the inverse, same method holds good. You have to take f of x is equal to y. F of x is 2x plus 3 whole square plus 6, and that's equal to y. And 2x plus 3 whole square is y minus 6, and 2x plus 3 will be root of, when you have to take out square, you have to take the square root. So it is root of y minus 6. So 2x is root of y minus 6 minus 3, and x will be root of y minus 6 minus 3 by 2. So this is the answer. Now let's take one more example. This is very simple one. S is given to be 1, 2, 3. There are 3 problems. We have to check whether they are invertible, and we have to find inverse if exist. Look at the first function. The thing is, whenever you have to prove it as inverse, the function should be 1, 1 and onto. We can see that no element repeated in the second set, so it is 1, 1. And no element is left on. Obviously there are 3 elements, 1, 2, 3, and all 1, 2, 3 are related. Of course this is identity function, as you can see. So obviously f is 1, 1 and onto, so the f is invertible. How to find inverse? Inverse is very simple. We just have to reverse this. 1, 1 is reversed as 1, 1 again, 2, 2 reversed, 2, 2, 3, 3 reversed, 3, 3. So it is f itself. So f inverse is f itself. But for the second problem, as you can see, 2 has the image 1, 3 also has the image 1. This should not be the case, because both has same image, so this function is not 1, 1. So there is obviously no question of finding inverse. The function is not invertible. And for the third one, it is easy. As you can see, 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. All elements are there. We have 1, 3, 2 in the first elements, and 3, 2, 1. We have all the elements, no repetition. So this is 1, 1 and on 2. Therefore it has inverse. And how to find inverse? Just reverse it. We get 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So that will be the inverse. So f inverse of y